I'm gonna see what we do here. Try something a little different today. A little bit, but not really. Alright, so it's cold outside. Just about 15 to 18 degree weather, right? And, another view through the Ruach window. I promise I'm not spying on anybody. No, I don't do that. No. But yeah, I'm just trying to relax today, and yeah, you know, it's things happening, and yep. So shit, at least I could do this as test footage for now, and I'm going for more of like an Ozu pillow shot, shots, and yeah, I like Ozu films. Yes. Okay, but we're gonna try this, huh? All right. I think that's gonna be about it for now. All right. So, Floozy Lady has somebody's body slammed her card again. A couple days later, right? And that's funny. Yeah, they don't like the neighbors apparently. Geez, I wonder why. All right, well, yeah. Let's get into this. I said, well, what am I going to talk about today in my Book of Life video? And really, I thought about it, and the reoccurring theme, the reoccurring theme of you know, bisexuals, bisexual women in my life. You know, I think my mother might have been a bisexual woman because, well, you know, I live out here in the Bible Belt, Missouri, right? And you know, you had to conquer and deal with a lot of things, and you know, my mother had depression, I think, too, and well, because I remember this memory of we were watching Dallas, you know, the TV show Dallas, and yeah, and she thought this woman was very beautiful. I believe it was Victoria Principal, right? So then I had a step lady. I'm not going to call her a stepmother, right? And again, you know, suggestions of that, you know, women's bisexuality. Well, I dated a lady that was bisexual, and or let's say fiance. So yeah, but I'm in hiding from you. Sorry, but you know, I got priorities too in my life. Oh well. But I got on with my life, and yeah, you know, lots of bisexual women that I've, you know, and they're still really good friends with me. Sometimes a little more, but I'm not gonna get into that. But you know, well, I've been faithful to two women. You know, my ex, and here's going to be the weird part of it. And but I want you to open your minds here, folks, or the person who's watching this video. Okay, my mother, she saw a UFO, right? clearly saw a UFO with a lady and a closer, well, a brother of mine, you know. And I started to think, I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? Well, start out with the bisexual women, right? And then I'm going to get into, you know, alien abductions, right? The thing is this, it is a real thing. I really, it's not a belief thing. It's, you either get abducted or you do not. And, okay, so, I'm going to say, it was snowing here, and, this happened to me in 2011, right? And, well, you know who Whitley Strieber is. Whitley Strieber, the communion writer. Okay, so he got abducted, right? And he and it was the winter, right? And I clearly remember this thing where it was like, okay, it was a short alien gray, and I was in my room, I was sleeping, right? And I remember I held these two claws, and well, they call them a short gray, and then there was missing time, right? And you know, well, I guess you could call them alien grays, but there's other names too, and really, I think they prefer the name ZETA Reticuli. ZETA Reticuli, and you know, it was by like 2011, and I was recalling different things, right? And yeah, it was just one of those things, and it was like, you know, I recall like star charts, right? And I was like, well, how would I have gotten out of the building? It was a really strange thing. It was like I was just you know. So I held these two fingers on a short gray. I guess I can get away with saying short gray. But really, they prefer. I think it was future beings that abducted me. Now, I know that sounds. I know that sounds far-fetched, but you know, yeah, it's one of those things that I just was like. I was like, yeah, it's just, and I was starting to get like fears, right, of, you know, these eyes. They have big eyes, so big black almond-shaped eyes, or let's say football-shaped eyes, right? And there was a hybrid girl, right? And this hybrid lady, she's a blonde woman. Her name was Celestia, right? And I was trying to figure out all these things, right, around like missing time, and but this was like a key alien abduction, and this happened to me. Let's see, March. Yeah, about, I'm gonna say March 1st. It's a big snowstorm, and try not to screw that up. Yeah, so you know, there's a big old snowstorm. I mean, it was huge. It was like, but it follows the pattern of like Whitley Strieber, right? And, yeah, it was really strange, and so I was on the spaceship, right, and I woke up and I saw these, you know, big-headed, they call them grays, but you know, and I remember one of them said, you know, you might call us the Greys, but we're known as the ZETA Reticuli, and you know, and they said Orion constellation, right, and something like Bellatrix or Bellatrix, and so, you know, getting around the missing time stuff, you know. So I guess I was going to get into the next point, right? The alien human hybrid colonizations, the alien human hybrid programs, right? And okay, so I'd heard of these two women, right? I was reading this article online that these two women, Bridget Nielsen, and the other lady's, her name's Aluniverse. They might watch this one of these days, and well, they were talking about having sex with, you know, higher beings, and you know, and it is. I know this is going to sound really weird, but yes. So getting back to Celestia. Okay, Celestia was partly my DNA, so yeah, it's. I'm telling you, you got to keep an open mind with this, because you know, it sounds far fetched, but really it's not. It's you know, it's you know, the alien abduction thing. It's been going on for quite some time. It's yeah, it's so I was trying to put pieces together, right? And so I've gotten abducted way more than one time. I think I've gotten abducted at least, I'm gonna say 7 to 10 times, right? And you know, it's a really strange thing. It's like you know, and I've heard of that. I've heard of stories where, you know, an alien abductee would have sex with a woman. So, say it's a male, they have sex with a female, right? And I don't think it happened to me. I know it happened to me. Okay. One day I was trying to think, oh, well, is there any more details to this? Is there any more details that I'm just overlooking? I'm not thinking of them, and slowly the puzzle pieces started to unravel, right? And so I figured it out. It was like, I was like, well, if this really happened to me, and I saw the two letters, V-I, okay, like Vi, and then one day it was V-I-V, so Vivian. So really I think this is about due for me, because you know, she's a beautiful woman, gorgeous, and I never thought I'd be ever saying this. I never thought I would admit to this on camera, but oh my gosh. So yes, this alien human hybrid colonization, it is a real thing. It is a real thing, and they can extract your semen, your DNA, and it's so weird. It's wild. I know it's a wild thing to say in a video, but you know, people feel, oh, you know, no, I'm not full of shit. It happened to me, and so apparently I was like, I was trying to put all these puzzle pieces together, right? And so this happened at least 5 times. So I had this encounter with this Vivian lady, and it happened at least 5 times. It could happen more times with the abduction scenarios, right? And you know, this whole thing where it's like, it happens. I've heard of a Lunaverse, and I've heard of this Bridget Nielsen lady, and yeah, I just want to get this out there. It's but it can also happen in reverse. You know, you know, earthling male, future being female. Well, that's what's happened to me. And okay, so getting back to the 2011 abduction, I clearly remembered this. I call her the calmer downer. She was a hybrid alien. That's right, and I clearly remembered the name Celestia. And well, I come to find out that she's my space daughter, right? And she, you know, time and space. I mean, but with the Vivian thing, right? You know, this whole thing about telepathy, feelings, it goes all throughout time and space. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, it's and I'm living in 2022 now, and 2022. Had premonitions. I had a premonition. I dare say a dream or a lucid dream. It was very real. It's and it centers around my art book. I've been wanting to do this art book for a while, and this short alien had the book, so it was like a gray book, and it had a frontispiece on it, and it was like a reticulating. That's I think that's the word, and it was called the MickmoArt art book, and you know, they've told me things. They said your art, your creations, they're gonna go throughout all time and space, and you know, the central point in my life where, you know, I'm living in an Earth world, right? Pandemics, eras, right? And I found myself being more creative. But okay, back to this Vivian lady. Well, I've heard stories that, you know, it was the greatest sexual fantasy reality ever, and I started to put like pieces together with this, right? And, I was like, yeah, well, these abductions, they've been happening to me a lot more than I thought that they were happening to me, right? And this Vivian lady, so she's got, you know, she's got big eyes like a ZETA reticuli, but she's a hybrid woman, and some will say pale white skin, right? And she's a bisexual lady. So future being, she's a future being from the future. Okay, yeah, I mean, beautiful woman. She kind of looks kind of like Pamela Anderson. I kid you not. And you know, but you toss in like Rose Tyler from Doctor Who, and that blonde lady from the Mallorca Files. The Mallorca Files. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And yeah, so apparently I'm an outer space father. It's the weirdest thing to say. I know. I mean, it's just crazy. But you know, the alien human hybridization programs. So apparently, and I've been piecing this together. And I know it's gonna sound weird. It's somebody, but somebody out there is gonna be like, yeah, I've been through the same thing. So apparently, I had 5 children through like regular alien to human hybrid sex, right? And okay, so they saved my sperm, right? And there's 6 more from that. And I don't, I'm just trying to just think about it. And yeah, it's the weirdest thing. It's, you know, because on Earth I was never going to be a human to human father, right? And, but believe you and me, you know, it's just wrong place, wrong time. Well, my ex was a bisexual lady, and yeah, so but yeah, it's a weird thing to kind of say or talk about, but I just wanted to get this out there. Book of Life video, of course, another Book of Life, and well, I see I see Floozy Lady hasn't gotten her her card. She is oh, screw it, I'll just dump it out there. Okay, yeah, but yeah, it's and maybe that's why I'm stuttering so much. I'm coming to terms with all of this, and really, it's a thing, you know, because if you're a father on Earth, you know, you have to work 2 jobs, and you have to get the kid, you know, treatment. You know what I mean? It's like you have to look after another human being. But here's what makes this different, right? They know they knew I was the father, so Celestia acknowledged me as a father, and she had this device, right? And she brought up my my bastard bunny thing, right, from the Wiki Fur, right, and so it's like it was kind of like a pop-up hologram sort of device, and and but she was apparently, well, first child. She was the first child on a medical expedition because, you know, alien human hybrids, right? And so, yeah, it's weird. It's gonna sound strange to somebody who's never kind of gone through this before, but yeah, it's just it's a wild thing, and oh my gosh, you know. I dare say it, the sex, it was just unlike anything else on Earth. I mean, it was just, yeah, all the way, you know. We went all the way, as they say. And, yeah, I tell you what, it's one of those things, and it's just, and, you know, in abductions, they claim to see like alien vats, right? Just imagine a time when, you know, COVID's no big thing with these alien human hybrids. It's non-existent. It's you know, so they put these kids in the vats, right? The fetus, the embryo, right? And this vat cures all these earthbound diseases, right? And so they said to me, they said, you know, COVID is a nothing thing for us. You know, that's part of the medical expeditions, and yeah, so it's like it's kind of like a greenish blue color, I think. And well, I've heard so many stories about, you know, a woman gets abducted, right, and her fetus is removed, or her child is removed somehow, and I've heard that. I mean, it's just I know it's a wild thing to say, but you know, maybe we are living in supposedly what they call the end times, right? But in the Bible it says, you know, knowledge is just attained way more in the end times, and you know, diseases and wars and plagues, famines and death, and you know, so they got my DNA right, and a DNA arc. I'd call it that, a DNA arc, and yeah, it's yeah. So it's not far fetched for me, you know. Uh, I know I got an imagination, a huge imagination, but you know, but because of the 2011 abduction that I had, I felt like my IQ increased. It just increased, and I took a test right online, and so I got an IQ equivalent to, like, say, Albert Einstein or Leonardo da Vinci, and it's wild because I've always sucked at Earth, life, math. I flunked I, I flunked pre-algebra like twice, and the third time I kind of got it, and but my thing is like English gematria and alphanumerics, and but I've had gifts since I was born. You know, so I think the first key abduction was had something to do with my mother. I was an infant. You know, I say like 1 to 5 years old. I've had parts of my life that I can say, well, those parts are you know, unusual in my life, but you know, coming to terms with this thing, it's you know, it's not a paranormal thing. It's a dimensional, trans-dimensional thing. It's a quasi-dimensional thing, and you know, and you gotta think, you know, civilization's gotta move on. It's gotta move onward. You know, people, you know, even down here, you know, somebody's got to colonize to the stars. You know, the constellations that you see up above you when you know you're standing on the earth and looking up at the sky at night, right? And see the stars, and you think that's so beyond me. You know, you see the constellations, and well, I remember that the Orion's belt, the Orion constellation, and those three stars. Yeah, the Orion's belt, and well, this Vivian lady. Yeah, she said, you're gonna be known through time and space, and I can see that, you know, because I'm going through my personal struggles right now, and it's just a heavy thing, you know. But imagine what a future being would be like, a future person. Of course, they would. The technologies would be so immense that uh, you know, it'd be part of people's lives, like like me eating a bread, me eating like a sandwich. You know, it's just that basic to these. Um, so yeah, they got big heads, sinewy bodies, muscular. Well, that's why they're built like that. That's why an alien, ZETA Reticuli, would be built like that, because they would have to be built like that because of time and space. You know, the body would have to be refined. It would have to look a certain way, act a certain way, and yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy stuff, right? Conspiracies. Well, well, I mean, and people kind of are aware of this thing called Roswell, right? Roswell, but there's other ones too, and getting kind of a mental block on that, but just imagine, just imagine if you had a child, you're still linked into them uh, telepathically, or you're still linked to an alien mother telepathically all throughout time and space, right? And it's a very deep concept. I'm not going to discuss every single telepathic thing that I've had with the lady Vivian, but yeah, but if I get around to it, I'll say something about it. Yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. I just kind of wanted to get this on camera, or spoken word. Otherwise, what's the point? You know, this Earth life form of mine, it's gonna be dead and gone one of these days anyway. But it's a very deep concept. My creations are. I guess it's not going to be one take. It's gonna be two takes, right? And okay, bisexual women. Yeah, the alien abductions, right? And well, my works are going to be known all through time and space, and I'm thinking about this. If I can get this book squared away, my fine art book, my gallery art book. It's the complete composite representations of me and my visions, because I've gone through different times and phases. I've been through different time spaces, right? And yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about my camera just cutting off. I was trying to get it all continuously, continual. I'll just say that. Man, I slur my speech a lot. Oh well, that's all right. And we on? Yes. So yeah, it's a lot of deep concepts that I'm bringing up in this one. I thought it was going to be all one take, but they said nope. Click off. Oh, I went idle on you. I need a better camera. One that could probably tape something for 3 hours at a time. But I don't know. My digital is so analog anyway. I'd rather listen to my tape player, folks, or my MP3s, or my CD player, and yeah, I know Mrs. Vivian is out there, future being, future woman, just like Adam and Eve, and I'm Adam, she's the Eve, right, and it's just a crazy, wild thing. It might be viewed as such, but yeah, I just wanted to get that stuff out there, and yeah, well, of course in my human life, my regular life, it's just one of those things. Okay, Tigger's bumping the camera. Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and try to get to, pieces of my life, my thoughts out there. 'Cause life and death are a funny thing. Life and death are just, they're synonymous. You can't have death without life, life without death, and it's just. And yeah, I just, of course I'm getting through some health problems myself, and but I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay. All right. So you know what I do if you watch my videos. You know, tell your friends to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do my breath here. My spirit breath. Feel myself wheezing. So here we go. Here we go. Okay. Popping my neck. Okay. Bid you adieu. Bid you shaloms. Peace. Peace. Not wars. Peace. Peace. And this is gonna be a lot to take in for some, but yeah, it's just I'm just giving you a tip of the iceberg, really. Really. Yeah. Well, and to Vivian and Celestia and the others. It's a child named Destiny too, and to all of you watching this, I'm glad stuck with me. You stuck with me. You know, even in these times of you know, unrest. You know, trivial people and the mass media lying news that I tell people not to watch that. You know, dig deep for alternate informations. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you can view the world in a different way. You can, you know, you don't have to live in the box that people think you're in. So I'm definitely gonna say, think outside the box. Keep an open mind. You know, get to know people that are the opposite of you, right? And all right, I'm gonna say it. If I didn't say it before, I shall say it again. Breathe. Breathe. Oh, that felt pretty good. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it right there, and shaloms, folks. You know, eternal grace beyond the madness of the now and future times. Remember, there's going to be far-flung futures. Has to be. You know, scientists know that too. They you know, scientists. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to leave it right there. Shaloms and peace and oh, cracking my neck. Cracking my neck. Goodbye, folks. Goodbye, peoples, and you know, use those brain cells every now and again. I say that too. Nothing wrong with that. So, and I say, salute. Bye. I really gotta use the restroom too. Shit. Yeah, cop floozy lady on camera. I think. Pretty sure that's floozy lady. Oh my gosh. Oh, shit. How's that for a Ruach video? Shit. Oh my god. Outside my Ruach window. Outside my Ruach window. Hope I get I hope I got her on camera. I think I did. Yep, I think I did. I think I did. Goodness. Hope so. Still recording, still going. Alright, here we go again. Goodness gracious. Crazy neighbors. Crazy neighbors. Crazy neighbors. Oh my gosh. Goodness. I hope they don't say nothing about my camera sessions, my tripod sessions. Right. Fucking weary. What a day. What a day. Football's on today, right? Football. Not the biggest football fan in the world, but alright. Okay. I just gotta remember to breathe. I just gotta remember to breathe. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, don't mind me, folks. Don't mind me, people. So, especially you, floozy lady. Oh my gosh. Heated debates, heated arguments. All right. Well, I think I'm just gonna stop this thing. Do the click noise. Click. All right. So, shaloms. Bye. Bye. Click.